I don't know if you can hear it on my microphone, Vanessa, but the winds are certainly picking up where we are on the south rim. So the fire is burning across the canyon on the north side. Right now at 8 o'clock, this is when firefighters are getting together. They are heading into a briefing right now, which is not open to the public, but afterwards hoping to get you new information on possible containment numbers, an update on the firefight itself, a damage update as well from the north rim. And we're hoping they emerge from that meeting tonight telling us that still no injuries have been reported on the fire line. So much more to come here later this evening. For right now, let me get you the latest numbers as we have them of their last briefing. The fire has spread to nearly 6,000 acres at this point. 70 plus buildings along the North Rim have burned. We're talking about the historic Grand Canyon Lodge burned to the ground. Dozens of cabins that surround it have also burned, along with a water treatment plant, the visitor center, a gas station, all kinds of buildings, and park employee buildings. A number of the dorms where the staff live, those have all been burned to the ground as well. You mentioned we have hundreds of firefighters. It's approaching 300 on the ground 10 days into this firefight now, sparked by lightning the 4th of July. As you would imagine, the North Rim is closed, but thankfully they did get everybody out, the staff and hundreds of visitors, before things got out of hand Friday into Saturday. If you were watching the news last week, you might have noticed for several days this fire was quite small. Crews said they were kind of monitoring it and allowing it to burn through some of the stored up fuels on the forest floor along the North Rim. Some people called that a controlled burn. We talked to firefighters out here. They used that word controlled burn. Governor Katie Hobbs used the word control burn as well. But after the widespread destruction we saw over the weekend, the Interior Department is really pushing back hard on the notion that the crews were doing a controlled burn of any sort. As a number of people start to ask things like, well, who does a controlled burn in Arizona in July? The Interior Department today, in a terse message, a series of them, told us in no way was this a controlled burn last week. Here's part of the statement from one of the reps in the Interior Department. It says, quote, confine and contain. That's what they're calling it. Confine and contain is a full suppression strategy on a wildfire. It's very different from a controlled burn. The NPS and its partners actively fought the Dragon Bravo fire, employing tactics that met our suppression objectives. But objectively, you could say it only worked until the winds changed, the weather changed, and the winds whipped this fire out of control. And so much of the North Rim has now been burned to the ground. So Governor Katie Hobbs, if you've heard, has ordered an investigation into the initial days of the fire management and how this was managed by the original team here on the ground and whether it was indeed a controlled burn. So you'll hear more on that in the days to come.